Hello, my name is Brian, and I'm going to be showing how to use the 2D Java game engine library called Slick2D. Now for this I'm going to be using Vim as my editor of choice, and I'm going to be compiling via command line, but you are free to use whatever editor you want. If you prefer to use Eclipse, that's fine. I might not be able to help as much with getting certain things to work, such as putting your graphics in the right directory and everything. If you use Eclipse, because I'm not as familiar with that, but if you feel comfortable doing that, then go ahead. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to set up your directory structure. If you are using Eclipse, then I suppose you might not need to do that, at least not right away. Then we're going to download the game libraries, and then we're going to create our player's graphic. And then in the next video we're going to get started with the actual programming. So this game is going to be called Buttercup. I just chose that name rather spontaneously, but first we're going to go to where we're going to put that. So I'm going to put it in my development folder in the games section. Then inside of here I'm going to make a new directory called Buttercup and change into that. And now I'm going to make a directory for our library, and I'm going to make a directory for our natives. I'm going to make a directory for our graphics, and then I'm going to go ahead and make a directory for our documentation. Alright, now if we look at our output, we have this right here. Alright, next step is we're going to go and we're going to download our game libraries. So first we want to download Slick2D. So we're just going to go to slick2d.org. I will put the URL in the description. And we're going to go to downloads, and we're just going to click library only. It's going to download a slick.jar file. So download that, and then go back to your code, and we're going to move that from our downloads folder. It should just be called slick.jar. We're going to move that into our library folder. So now if we go into our library folder, you see we have slick.jar. Now we need another library called the Lightweight Java Game Library, which is used as the basis for Slick2D. We won't really be messing with it, but Slick2D is an extension of it, so we'll need it so that Slick works. So we're just going to go to lightweightjavagamelibrary.org and go to the downloads, and then we're going to click the newest download. And we will click this one here. It's the one with the most downloads. It's a zip file. So it's going to download that. And once that downloads, then we have to go back here. We're going to move that zip file into our current directory. Now we need to unzip that. Now you see we have this new folder here. We're going to go into it, and we have a native. What we're going to do is we're literally just going to copy all the contents of native into our own native directory. Next we're going to change into our jar and copy all of this into our library folder. And then let's go ahead and copy the doc into our own doc and name it Lightweight Java Game Library Docs. Okay, well, I'll take care of that later. Oh, I see. We need a... Alright. So, once we have that, then that should be all we need for our library. If we go back to our lib folder, we have this here. If we go to our natives, we have nothing. because we put it here. We put it in the wrong spot. So now we should have it in our natives. Alright, so you see now we have, in our natives, we have the proper folders. There should be one for Linux, Mac OS X, Solaris, and Windows. If we go into our library, we have these specific jar files in there. That's what we want. And in doc, there's just the lightweight Java game library documents. That's not as important, but we'll get to that later. Now, if you notice, our RES folder is empty right now. What we're just going to put in here is we're going to put our graphics and our own files in here that we're going to be referencing. So now that we have our library set up, now we need to create our graphics. So we're going to go over here to charasproject.net, and that's another one I'll also put in the description. And once you go here, you're going to click on character set. And here we're just going to create a character, so I'm not going to be too picky about what he looks like, but we'll give him a blue body. And we'll go to face, and let's say let's go ahead and do this face here. And then we'll go to dress and give him some armor of some sort. Let's do this one. And hair. Hair, I don't know, he looks kind of bald, so I don't think he's going to need hair. So we'll just leave that. Items, we could give him a hat. See if that one works. Let's give him a top hat. Alright, so once we have this, then we need to save this image here. So we're just going to save image as, and we're going to go to our RES folder, and we're going to name this player.png. Once we have that saved, then we can go back and look and see that that's there. Alright, that just about covers it for the first video. Now that we have it set up, then next we can go in and actually start creating things.